What's going on, everybody?
Who is that cat?
Archer.
You're just gonna stare at me?
Oh.
I am Walrus. What the hell?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Artie of Artie's Corporate Fiction. Happy to have you guys here. Happy Monday to you all. Happy Thanksgiving week to all of us in the United States. I know you folks up in America's Hat had your Thanksgiving, was it last week or 2 weeks ago? But yeah, I'm excited. I had fun with my dad. I know I didn't stream this weekend, but you know, my dad and I, we hung out, had some dinner, kind of cleaned up around the house. It's not like I'm not gonna see him for a very you know, again for a long time. On Wednesday, I'll be heading out to my sister's for Thanksgiving. Should be a lot of fun. But I know I was going to do another. We're going to continue on with Michael McDonald, but I had to do this. I had to respond to Mr. High Frequency Radio. If you don't know who he is your bog standard SovCit. He's kind of borrowed a whole lot of different SovCit tactics, but what makes him worse than the average SovCit is that he's also a scammer. He sells his own unique of SovCit pseudo legal packets and branding and everything in between. And I feel like I have to talk about him because he posted, he put a live stream out a couple of hours ago responding to our good friend of the channel, Juan Galt. And honest to goodness, he kind of fails at every aspect of it, of everything. Let me make sure. I want to make sure I have some of these sites available. There it is. So that this guy realizes how foolish he is. But I have these up really waiting and ready to go. But I want to let you guys know that I am still working on getting myself to 75 followers on Kick. So I'm also live on Twitch. I'm live on Kick. The reason I'm going out to Kick is because they have a much better subscription platform that I would instead of the 70% that I would keep from YouTube memberships, Kick allows the creator to keep 95%. But in order for me to be able to get subscriptions on Kick, I gotta get to 75 followers. So if you it would really help me out if you guys can jump on Kick, give it a follow. If not, don't worry about it. It's not like I'm in desperate need of money or anything like that. So don't, please, by no means. So we're gonna get right into it. And while that's happening, I'm also gonna be kind of playing something but I will be noting that oh yeah, was I at 81? Well, I'm live, aren't I? But maybe maybe the thing ain't working. Hang on. Good. Don't worry. We'll get there eventually for sure. Let me make sure that you guys can see everything. There we go. Blow this up a bit. He tries his best to give digs on Juan, but obviously they fall flat.
Got a little situation for you. You know, I got this guy. What's dude's name? This dude right here, man. This dude, Wine Galt. You know, remember on my other show, the attorney, you know, he did the Supreme Court case. And, you know, they all try to deny that everything is commercial. When we sat there and read the case law, and I showed him what Scalia said and all of that. Well, Mr. Galt, you know, he then went and, you know, did a video, just did a, you know, response video. I ain't even watched it yet. I'm going to watch it with y'all.
Oh, I feel like...
And then we gonna review this video.
Hold on. I don't want to keep you guys going.
I'm just kind
but for most... We're going to put this on 1.25 speed.
Wine Galt.
Also, Juan Galt with a misspelled Juan wants the smoke. So we're already off to a great start with him misspelling Juan Galt. He couldn't even get that one right. But hey, you know what? I'm not going to be so petty as to, you know, kind of, you know, lay into him on a misspelling of a simple name. But it is what it is.
And then he gonna call me a pseudo attorney. Mr. Galt, I got offended by that. See, when you try to say that I'm an attorney, that's like calling me a nigga. Why in hell?
Well, I think that's the perfect time to crack this open. I'm having a Down East cider. That's the flavor is maple waffle. Sounds delicious, but we're off to a great start. God, tastes like it really does taste like maple syrup and cider.
Hell would I want to be an attorney? Why would I want? If my mama became an attorney, I wouldn't trust her. Why would I want? Why you come up? And this was funny, y'all. They'll tell you that ignorance of the law is no excuse, but then when you go out and try to learn the law for yourself, they start talking about you as if they are intelligent. And this was another thing.
Well, we ask you people to kind of get themselves acquainted with the law, not buy into pseudo-legal BS. That's the issue.
Y'all gonna have to come to realize these people ain't as smart as you think they are. You get these people way too much credit. So let's look and see what Mr. Galt is talking about. He's talking about, we're going to get right into it because I ain't got a lot of time. I got to catch a flight. But I'm going to get into it and see what Mr. Galt is talking about right here. You know, he's a response video. Let's get to it.
Yeah, before you guys get it, yes, I am reacting to somebody who is reacting to somebody else's video. We're at Reactception right now.
I'm calling you out to war. I'm calling you to war. You think I went through all this years ago and I'm gonna bow down to some bitch ass nigga like you? You crazy as hell. I'm calling you a bitch ass because I'm hoping to put some fire up under your ass.
God.
Here's the gentleman that just heard that rant from.
Okay, now I apologize, Mr. Galt. I didn't know you was a lame and shit. I probably wouldn't have said it like that. You know, you kind of seem like a timid metrosexual type of guy, you know. So I'll try to tone it down.
Sat Hale just donated 100. They said have to get your heart rate up for this one. Playful face.
Thank you, Sathael, for the $100. You don't thank you, Satya, for the $100 super chat. Didn't get me that bad this time around, but I don't need you to get my heart rate up for this guy. I know for damn sure he's going to get my heart rate up just hearing his Dunning-Kruger throughout. My God. Hold on, what's that? Yeah, Steve A. So unfortunately, Kick, the bot doesn't really work well with Kick just yet. So Kick folks are kind of left out between compared with Twitch and YouTube. Yeah. But anyways, I don't know why he made a weird metrosexual dig at Juan for that. But dude, you're malding. You're like unnecessarily malding like a typical internet tough guy. So
down from here on out, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, well, I mean, you know what he's saying. Let's look at his page. Let's look at his page too. Let's look at his page. He's gonna talk about it when here's this guy. Let me say I'm triggered. This is it right here. Let's see. Mr. Galt. All right, this is Mr. God. Here's the original video right here. So right here is Juan Galt. This is page right here. All right, this is page. Mr. Galt, you can see my statistics compared to yours. Mr. Galt, you know, pen hollow quote used by Sovereign. You know, he just some dude who then dedicated his life to debunking sovereign citizen ideology.
No. My understanding is Juan Galt is an accomplished, experienced attorney, and is doing this SovCit stuff on the side like most everybody else, including myself. This ain't a dedication, man.
I guess he didn't. I don't know what it is. Galt's reaction to sovereign citizens' reaction. Sovereign citizen triggered by Galt. I guess that. Who is this right here? You got another sovereign citizen triggered by Galt. Galt. Galt, you be riding around looking for the smoke. Okay, I didn't know you guys some other shit you've been out there doing. You be looking for the smoke. You ran into a 500-pound gorilla though, bro. I'm trying to tell you right now.
Okay.
I'm trying to tell you right now, Mr. Galt. I didn't watch. Just as much as you have studied our videos, I've studied all of yours for quite some time. Yeah, when I want to appreciate it because you are the reason I made a school. But here's Mr. Galt's page. You know, it ain't much happening over here. You know, sovereign citizen tries his script in court. Sovereign citizen gets schooled by the best judge ever. I probably need to look at this shit because he says the best judge ever is probably some bullshit. He's celebrating reaching 5,000 subscribers. That was 10 months ago. And 10 months later, you got 6,228. You know, a lot of people ain't just buying into that bullshit. Why don't you do what the other channels be doing and buy your subscribers, you know?
Okay, okay, sorry, but dude, physician, heal thyself. I've known about Mr. High Frequency Radio for a long time, and my understanding, and way back when I saw him, he had 90 to over 100,000 subs, and he's now down to 63. I'm gonna throw it out there and say that he probably a good chunk of that following was bots. So I'm gonna say you know, you're projecting a little bit much by suggesting that he goes to get some paid subs when I'm pretty sure you've done it yourself. Not 100% sure, but I'm fairly positive that you paid for some subs, but we'll see.
You know, you buy them, you know what I'm saying? So let's get back into it. Let's get back into it, see what Mr. Galt talking about. He said I'm triggered. Is that right there? All right, so he got my channel up. He's showing his little audience my channel. Oh, wait a minute. There's one other thing I did want to show y'all. Let me go back over.
This is 1.25
too, man. This is what y'all need to do.
Oh no! Oh,
people channel and read the comment section so you can see.
Oh no!
They followers how delusional and stupid they are. They
again projection.
Every anti-sovereign channel that I've gone to, the audience is all, they all have the same brain level of activity. Ain't none of them ever read the law. They don't study the Constitution, but they open a fucking mouth, and they probably all liberals, is what it's.
Okay, says you.
And he claims that he is, you know, he believed in Ayn Rand. She was a conservative, in my opinion, but anyway, listen, he said, I've been hoping.
Yeah, apparently he doesn't. Of course, he's too stupid to actually kind of talk to Juan. I'm pretty sure Juan Galt's a libertarian. Hence the reason why he uses Juan Galt, aka John Galt. I'm pretty sure Juan Galt has said, he can correct me, but I'm pretty sure Juan has said that he leans libertarian politically. So, but he assumes that any and all anti-sovereigns are all a bunch of liberals and commies. I don't know why.
To see more genuine attorneys talking on sovereign citizens, pseudo-lawyer gurus like Yusuf Vail, and thoroughly enjoyed this. Who is this nigga? Look at this nigga right here. He got 6 subscribers. You don't know who the fuck he is. It's probably some made-up ass fucking channel and everything.
As though every single person who has a YouTube account is supposed to be a content creator. Whatever.
You know, look at this right here. Let's look at this right here.
Oh, they don't have any uploaded videos. Ha! Must be fake.
What the hell is this? Look at this, man. What is this right here? What is this?
Oh, clearly bot.
Strange. You'll never find out who he is, you know. I want to show y'all who these followers are, you know. Search your rare. All right, let me see. So this individual doesn't argue cases. So does that mean he doesn't follow the rules of court procedure when he doesn't argue cases? Shut up, fool, and go find out what we do. We don't argue cases.
So mad.
Asking it everything. Jesse, they don't listen. They don't have no clue of what we talking about. And
no, I have an idea.
The audacity. You a public servant, sir. We the man.
Public servant
of America, don't you motherfucker?
Policy enforcer.
Ain't no goddamn motherfucking kings and queens in the United States. It says someone needs to teach him about how to win arguments, including large section on fallacies. Understanding fallacies may require more groundwork and basic principles of logic. Okay, all right. I always love your debunking videos. Hadn't heard of this misinformed individual before. Well, now I'm growing in popularity. I appreciate that. A few months ago, Artie tried to have a debate with a sovereign citizen, but the sovereign citizen—
Oh, hey, that's me.
$1,000 paid to him first. They could just made that shit up, you know. That.
So I mean, most of the time, I'll like, for example, Sabir. I think Devon. A lot of these guys have turned around and said that they want me to pay. They want me to pay them, in order for me to have a debate. I'm like, no. So the person probably is incorrect in that somebody asked for 1,000, because I don't think Sabir or Devon asked them for $1,000. But yes, they have these guys who I tried to ask if they want to have a debate or a discussion. They wanted to charge me for their time.
That right there, I guess, is alluding to the fact that people will bill you for their time, and I do bill people for my time. My time is valuable. Lopez was a big case. First case that I can recall with the Commerce Clause as a basis for enacting federal law was somewhat circumscribed. With the Commerce Clause as a— wait, who is this dude right here, man? Who is this?
Yes, that's correct. But he's correct. His statement was correct. Lopez, there has been a long tradition of the Supreme Court permitting more and more federal encroachment, what I would consider federal encroachment into more and more local laws under and it would be permissible as pursuant to the Commerce Clause. Lopez was, for the first time in a long time, that the trend had stopped, or at least was hampered, by saying no, you can't. Congress cannot just pass any kind of law they want and try to get it underneath the and get it passed through the Commerce Clause. So he's correct, but he's gonna mock this person, but because he doesn't know, he's a moron.
Look at this dude, man, Metro Motors. See, when I see this shit right here, just like a fake ass channel, I want y'all to start paying attention to stuff like this, because these people got an agenda, and you need to do your due diligence all the way through.
Agenda.
So, certiorari There you go. He said, these people are fascinating. I think it's mostly a big power flex to look smart to people that don't know any better. Thanks for posting.
True.
One. You can't even motherfucking capitalize a
True.
sentence. You gotta capitalize a word at the beginning of a sentence, asshole.
Oh, no.
You have to accept this debate challenge.
That's the whole, that's it. That's the only thing he can go after. It's like, oh my God, the commenter was not grammatically correct. Got him.
I like that. I appreciate that. I said, I'd love to see this guy's high school transcript. I didn't do good in high school. I was about a C. I was about a C student.
Well,
hustler, all that, you know, because you know why? Because
ain't that surprising?
Public school couldn't teach me shit.
Yeah, okay.
It couldn't teach me anything. Let's see. He said, did he think he could review the arguments without reading them? I did read the argument. I had the transcript. Did he show the
Again, why is he okay? Why is he fighting back against the comments and not against Juan directly? He's spending so much time going after the comments, but whatever.
transcript? Let's see if he showed the transcript. Let me get back. Let me get back. Let's get back right here. Let's see what he's talking about. Let's see what he's talking about. I can probably
and he has a bunch of followers, and he talks about being a secured party creditor, and that's just a bunch of nonsense. We had a bit of this in some of our court room Zooms we've seen. You probably remember the guy that went on and on.
Now, he's sitting here saying that secured party, well, there's no such thing as a secured party creditor. Okay, it's a secured party. Okay, in the UCC, you have creditor and debtor relationships, Mr. Galt. Let me show you something, Mr. Galt.
No.
Since you think that it is something that is nonsense, as it is in your words. Here in Georgia, we I'm gonna go over here I'm gonna go to my website.
Oh no, okay. Oh my God, you guys can't see it. It's. I gotta blow this up. Somehow. The man leaked his search history, and you'll see things that he searched that are going to be a little interesting. So no, it's actually a little bit more nefarious instead of embarrassing. So here's a Sovereign Justice Frankfurter. Most attorneys are incompetent. Justice Frankfurter. Most attorneys are competent. Sovereign Citizen Handbook. Law is not the sole province of attorneys. Law is not the sole province of attorneys. Georgia Supreme Court. Sovereign Citizen Handbook. Judge's Slush Fund. Louisiana Affidavit of Non-Corporate Existence. Marriott W in Albufeira, and then Jewish Shatar. I don't know what that means. But hold on. Wait. Hold on. This is not the big one.
My website is SPC University. You should tell some of your listeners to.
No, please do. Oh, this isn't it yet. We'll get there though. We are going to get there. I promise.
Go over there and download some of the free stuff that's over there and educate it, because they got about a brain cells about the size of, just my brain.
So he's got, oh my God, he has Cracking the Code. This is Cracking the Code 3rd edition. That's a tax protester handbook that has been debunked over and over and over again. If you even mention cracking the code in your IRS tax filing, it's an automatic penalty.
About the size of a pea, okay? And go over here and read something. This is the Georgia Criminal Code right here, okay? This is OCGA. This is the Rules of Criminal Procedure in Georgia, OCGA 1711-1. You have OCGA 1711-1 and OCGA 1711-4. And this is about the cost of the prosecution, how it will be applied. Now, we're saying that this is an admiralty. It's in the nature of an admiralty jurisdiction, okay? Which
of course he does. That's right, because according to him, the states aren't allowed to have their own judiciaries. They can only have according to them, because the states courts are all maritime admiralty.
None of you will admit that. We know that. You'll go back and you'll say it's nonsense.
It is nonsense. You will get laughed at.
However, when we come into court and we pose this question to you, over the last 20 years, it's never been answered. This question,
It has been
you can sit
answered
there and
all the
talk shit
time.
and sit there and talk shit like all that, but it ain't
We do, and I will.
been answered. Yeah,
Hey, what's up, Juan? I see you in chat. Everybody, shout out to Juan Galt. Everybody go check him out. He's a legend.
is this a civil or criminal case? This is a criminal case.
It's a criminal court. Okay, so now that he's going through the frog script. I know people said that this is originally a Anna von Reitz or Winston Shrout thing, but this is the talking frog SovCit script that he's reciting here.
Let the record show that the action being brought against the defendant is a criminal action. Now, sir, I got another question for you. The Constitution for the United States of America only grants this court two criminal jurisdictions. One is under the common law, and the other constitutes a condition of contract and the criminal aspects of a colorable admiralty jurisdiction.
Yeah, see, he has the script memorized. It's actually almost impressive.
Now, sir, would you please tell this court and myself under which two of these criminal jurisdictions this court is trying this criminal action?
And the judge will say, "You're an idiot. The jurisdiction is the laws of the state of Georgia."
Y'all come up with all kind of bullshit. Y'all say statutory jurisdiction. It's under the Constitution of the state. A whole bunch of other bullshit.
Oh, it's BS. Is it BS? I don't know. Whenever people try to do this script, they're usually held in contempt because they're messing around.
Also, this right here, Official Code of Georgia annotated, this talks about putting a lien on you when you're found guilty, every single person.
But if you no, Sherlock, because what happens is if you're found guilty in Georgia, if you're found guilty, you can be fined the costs of the prosecution. And so, of course, if you're going to get a fine or court costs, it's going to be lien. They're going to put a lien on whatever assets you have. That doesn't make criminal court a commercial thing. The lien is there to make sure that you pay your fines or your court costs as a result of your conviction. Oh my God.
So the secured party process is about putting a pre-existing lien against your property, which I don't even understand why the fuck you can say that it's nonsense. What you're saying sounds stupid. You sound like an idiot.
This is Dunning-Kruger. This is Dunning-Kruger to a T.
Nonsense, because right here they're putting a lien on you. So you telling me you can put a lien on me, but I can't? When equality under the law is mandatory?
Who said that you can't put a lien on me if I actually owe you a debt? Are you stupid?
Also, if there's a lien, that means there's a creditor and debtor relationship, which means we need to go to creditor and debtor law, which we have that in Georgia as well, which is Title 18, OCGA.
Why? I thought state courts, statutes and codes don't exist. Why are you citing state codes to justify your arguments? I thought that they were not a thing that you care about. Why are you citing to me Georgia's statutes?
Title 18, which is debtor and creditor. Now, I had an opportunity to study this. So let's look at debtor-creditor relations, creation. Right here, whenever one person by contract or by law is liable and bound to pay to another an amount of money, certain or uncertain, the relation of debtor and creditor exists between them.
Oh my God.
So we talk about a debtor and creditor relationship. As soon as you talk about putting a lien on somebody, am I wrong?
No.
No,
you asshole. Sorry, I'm cursing. I'm sorry. I curse. I'm sorry. No, all that lien means is that if you have assets, they're going to be able to put a lien. For example, if you were convicted of a crime and you own a house, they're going to be the state is going to be able to put a lien on your house if you don't have the ability to pay it. And therefore, if you ever sell your house or if your house ever gets sold, the state gets a portion of the value. The state gets a portion of the value of the property because, as we all know, the state gets first dibs on anything, whether it be the estate when somebody dies or whether it be the proceeds from the sale of a house. They get the back taxes. They also get whatever liens that a state puts on you for whatever you owe Uncle Sam, because Uncle Sam gets the first dibs. That's it. That's all it means. It doesn't mean anything about you being convicted of armed robbery being a commercial transaction.
If you're going to put a lien on me, and we know that ain't no goddamn money, the Federal Reserve is, tell your people now, tell your people, who is the Federal Reserve? Because you look like you're Jewish. Who is the Federal Reserve? Is that a governmental entity? Did you read them the Federal Reserve Act of 1913? Did you pull out Modern Money Mechanics and read them and tell them what Federal Reserve notes are? That we live in a debt-based system, that the United States is bankrupt right here.
Oh, God. Okay, now. Okay, he's going to the debt
Did you
clock.
show them this? Make sure we get all this on tape now. Make sure we get all this on tape. All right, because this is the reason everything that we are doing, I don't know about what the fuck you're doing over there, but the reason that we are doing everything over here because of this bullshit right here and Zionist Jews, all right, who are in control.
What? It's always not just any Jews, Zionist Jews. Jesus Christ. Oh, no. Always.
Control of the Federal Reserve, and they done taken over this country. And it tells you quite clearly in the Bible that if you are a debtor, you are a slave.
All right. Now, this is it, guys. Remember what he just said. That he thinks Juan Galt looks Jewish. The Federal Reserve is run by Zionist Jews. But I want you guys to see what's in his search history here.
Was it
What does that say at the top? This fucking guy. Woo! Yep. I mean, should we be surprised that he would have that in his search history, given what, given, you know, everything that he said so far? Yes, Fairy Dust, I'm debunking Yusuf L, aka his channel name is High Frequency Radio. Yeah, I know. I'm surprised he doesn't have Mein Kampf in his search history either. So, Deacon, if you don't know what it is, I mean, I guess you're all the better for it, but yeah.
Proverbs? You're slave to the lender. What is that? 22:7? Yeah. Proverbs 22:7. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. So the United States of America is just borrowed $300 billion from the Federal Reserve and sent that shit over to Ukraine. Okay.
Also, he's really You Omega, you don't know either? Oh God. Okay. I want to make. I want, because I know what it is, but I want to make sure I have my wording correctly. And hold on, I don't want the feds. I don't want to be put on a list. So hold on a second here. Yeah, I noticed that too, Juan. Basically, the Protocols of the Elder of Zion is a fabricated book that is supposed to detail a Jewish world domination plot. Basically, almost every single anti-Semitic trope you can think of kind of originated with this book that was published in it was first published in Imperial Russia in the 1900s. And a certain failed Austrian painter really loved that book, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
And aren't we the sureties for that? How is that getting paid back, Mr. Galt? How is that for our benefit? Explain that to your listeners. See, this is what we are protecting ourselves from: the incompetency, the illiteracy, the idiocy of government officials, and the rapacious appetite you have for your own self-aggrandizement. All right. You don't understand the secure party process. Of course you're not going to admit it on the record. We're not looking for you to admit it on the record. We know. That's why we come in there and ask you questions that you don't ever want to answer.
Ah, of course.
Put together an affidavit. Put together an affidavit for me. Put together an affidavit for me. Let's get back.
I just recently heard of this guy, and he has a bunch of followers, and he talks about being a secured party creditor, and that's just about.
What are your views on women? You know, actually, honestly, Deacon, that's a good question. Because there's a lot of again, like I said, a lot of SovCits. A lot of the SovCit pipeline comes through the SovCit pipeline also has a lot of folks in family law, and so a lot of them don't exactly have the most positive viewpoints on women and custody and definitely child support.
We have seen a bit of this in some of our court room zooms we've seen. You probably remember the guy that went on and on.
All right, Brad. $1
million in his.
I don't blame you, Brad. I understand where you're coming from. I understand.
Certificate account or something like that. That's how they supposedly become a secured party creditor.
Mr. Galt, don't be an idiot all your life, sir. You sound like you're a halfway intelligent man, which I have to question it because I think you got a bar license. You really think that's we think there's $1 billion in an account somewhere, and that's how you become a secured party creditor?
I mean, it's one of y'all's theories, the redemption thing, the secret bank account from the Treasury Department.
Is that what you think, sir?
A for V, writing in red ink on a 45-degree angle of your utility bill will magically, free you from any sort of obligations.
Please do your due diligence. If you're going to make a reaction video, okay, at least be informed about the topic that you're addressing.
I am mega informed.
But anyway, where do they get these ideas? Well, they get these ideas from people like this gentleman right here.
Yep.
Obviously, they didn't get these ideas from me because what the fuck you just said, and we ain't talking about that. We talking about ideas. You see how that's called?
Oh.
That's called your premise is off. Where do they get these ideas that you have $1 billion in a Social Security? Man, that's that bullshit that y'all do, man. Do you know anything about negotiable instruments? Do you know anything about banking? You do understand that in the world today, money is gold and silver. Hold on, let's get into that real quick.
Tones asked, Artie, that's a thing, the angle they signed? Yes. In some, a lot of gurus say that part of the process for A for V is that you have to do the whole accepted for value, return for value thing at an actual 45-degree angle from the bill that the utility bill that they get, and it has to be in red ink. The things that SovCits these gurus advocate is no different than wizards teaching people's magic spells that are supposed to magically whisk away their debts. I'm not kidding.
Let's get into that, y'all. Remember what I was telling you about? Look at Walker Todd, bank publication. This is stuff that Walker Todd did. I didn't even know.
Oh, so I don't know if he actually already said it, but I think he probably said it on more than one occasion. I think he already said it that money doesn't exist, or lawful money doesn't exist, and Federal Reserve notes are worthless. But I do want to point out that given he may say that all FRNs are worthless, but that doesn't stop him from charging 350 worthless Federal Reserve notes per hour for his consultations. So it's worth something to him, apparently. I don't know. Whatever. Emergency consultation. 500 worthless Federal Reserve notes.
It is. I gotta check this out. Walker Todd. Walker Todd is an attorney. You can see right here. This is the Federal Reserve website. He used to work for the Federal Reserve. So Walker Todd, similarities and dissimilarities in the collapse of three states.
Okay, so he's I looked up Walker Todd, and it didn't take very long to find out who this is. Easily. So Walker Todd apparently tried to, in a different court case, he tried to present himself as a here we go. This is a better one. As an expert,
Chartered private deposit.
Former employee of Federal Reserve Bank of Cleveland. He said he worked with Cleveland and New York as well.
Funds, Federal Reserve Board before Mariner. All right, Walker Todd. All right, so let's look at this real quick. Let's look at the affidavit. I want y'all to write this down. The affidavit of Walker Todd. Let me see if it's already on my website. I usually keep stuff like that on my website. I just download it. Damn, I can't believe I ain't got that on my website. I got to put that on my website too. I got a lot of stuff I got to add to the website.
Basically, he tries to make
y'all can.
So this sounds like this is a foreclosure case because it's Bank One versus it looks like a husband and wife. And he's basically arguing that the money that the bank loaned the couple for the mortgage didn't exist. It's not money. That's his argument.
You can use this in your case, especially if you got like a foreclosure or something like that. Where is that, man? They're making it hard to find stuff on the internet, man. You usually could just pull up the affidavit of Walker Todd just real quick, man. Look at all sensitive. Now it's like it's hard as hell to find stuff. And of course, is this it? Let me see.
It wasn't that hard to find. Trust me, Yusuf, the Jews are not trying to hide the affidavit of Walker Todd. I promise you.
Just go over here to Scrib. I gotta go to Scrib. Let me just, I can download it. All right, so this is the affidavit of Walker Todd. State of Michigan affidavit. All right, write that case number down. All right, Walker Todd is an expert in money. All right. The things that we teach is based off information like this, Mr. Galt. Okay, you should do yourself a favor and you should read the affidavit. This is an attorney. This is one of your brothers. He kind of betrayed you, because he came out and said some information. Now, I'm sure you'll read this. It says, let's read it. It says, now comes the affiant Walker F. Todd, a citizen of the United States and the state of Ohio over the age of...
Okay, so while he's going to recite like the first paragraph of this, but what he doesn't highlight is at the very bottom of this affidavit. This is a copy that I was able to find. Is at the very bottom after he signs after the signature of the affidavit, which is Walker Todd right here. Hold on, make sure you guys can see it. There's his signature, Walker Todd. And then the next step is the judgment. This comes before the court upon Bank One's notice of presentment of judgment, the court having entered an opinion or granting plaintiff's motion for summary disposition, and the court being otherwise fully advised, is ordered that judgment is in favor of Bank One against the defendants jointly and severally in a sum of $256,763.35. They lost. They lost. Of course they lost. Welcome, Big and Raiders. Hey guys, welcome to Artie of Artie's Corporate Fiction. They still lost.
Filed by defendants in this case is the alleged agreement between defendants and plaintiff, but called the note in this affidavit. If called as a witness,
welcome, Raiders.
Stated herein. I make this affidavit based on my own personal knowledge of the legal, economic, and historical principles stated herein, except that I have relied entirely on documents provided to me, including a note regarding certain facts at issue in this case, of which I previously had no direct and personal knowledge. I'm making this affidavit based on my experience and expertise as an attorney, economist, research writer, and teacher.
Hey, what's up, Biggin?
To make the following statements. Professional background. Let's see if you have the qualifications. My qualifications as an expert witness in monetary and banking instruments are as follows. For 20 years, I worked as an attorney and legal officer for the legal department of the Federal Reserve Banks of New York and Cleveland. Among other things, I was assigned responsibility for questions involving both novel and routine notes, bonds, bankers' acceptances, securities, and other financial instruments in connection with my work for the Reserve Bank's discount windows and part of the open market trading desk function in New York. In addition, for 9 years, I worked as an economic research officer at the Federal Reserve Bank of Cleveland. I became one of the Federal Reserve System's recognized experts on the legal history of central banking and the pledging of notes, bonds, and other financial instruments at the discount window to enable the Federal Reserve to make advances of credit that became or could become money. Also, I've read extensively treatises on the legal and financial history of money and banking and have published several articles covering all the subjects just mentioned. I've served as an expert witness in several trials involving banking practices and monetary instruments. A summary, biographical sketch, and resume, including further details of my work experience, readings, publications, and education, will be tendered to defendants and may be made available to the court and to the plaintiff's counsel upon request. I think that qualifies. Okay. Now, we get into generally accepted accounting principles, which is GAAP, which is a matching principle, because we're dealing with accounting. See, when we're talking about secured party, we're talking about creditor and debtor and the creation of money and whether or not the court is involved in that. Which on my last video, I just gave a plethora of information substantiating that.
I'm sure he did.
Here, he gets into it right here. Relevance and subtle distinctions about types of money. For what we teach, Mr. Galt, you need to know this. So you have to educate yourself, sir, because you sound like a damn fool. Which is what I see on most of your videos. Y'all just oblivious to actually what is going on, but you're making like 1,000 fucking videos of a lot of individuals who are coming into court, granted, looking ridiculous. But you're not going to show the ones that come in there and know what the fuck they're doing. But it goes on, it says, from my study of historical and economic writings on the subject, I conclude that a common misconception about the nature of money, unfortunately, has been perpetuated in the U.S. monetary and banking systems, especially since the 1930s. And classical
yes, the video I'm playing right now is sped up, is at 1.25.
Economic theory, once economic exchange has moved beyond the barter stage, there are two types of money. Money of exchange.
I mean, and you could do it on StreamYard because it's via YouTube. It's a YouTube setting. So if you share your video on StreamYard, then yeah, it's going to work.
Money of account. Now, we're dealing with money of account, Mr. Galt. So when that $1 billion that you were talking about earlier, that's a bond, sir. Do you know what a bond is? It's a promise to pay. It's credits.
Your mom.
It's a pledge on future labor. No different than what the United States does when they went and borrowed $300 billion and gave it to fucking Ukraine.
He really, really is ass mad about us sending money to Ukraine for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, there's a lot of things our government spends money on that I think are kind of wasteful, and I feel like Ukraine is like kind of more not exactly highest on the list, but he's really ass mad about sending money to Ukraine for some reason. I don't know.
How did they do that?
To be very honest, I'm surprised he's not more upset about the money, about the aid we give to Israel. Am I right?
Full faith and credit of the United States. Where does that come from, Mr. Galt? What supports the full faith and credit of the United States, Mr. Galt, when the government don't create shit? How are they gonna pay that back? And how are you making me a party to that debt? Let's go on. So we got money of account and money of exchange. For nearly 300 years in both Europe and the United States, confusion about the distinctiveness of these two concepts has led to persistent attempts to treat money of account as the equivalent of money of exchange, and that is what you're doing, sir. See, that's why you're talking about that $1 billion. You're trying to make that the equivalent of gold and silver. See, gold and silver is the only money.
Oh yeah.
Everything else is credit.
What? So basically, nothing. Fiat currency is not currency, not money, apparently.
But in your mind, your delusional mind, you see because somebody put a $1 billion bond down, okay, that in some kind of way that's an account with $1 billion in it. Y'all sound like illiterate turds. And you don't know shit about negotiable instruments. Stay in your lane.
Bad. Stay in your lane,
man. I done dealt with people that trade instruments all over the planet. $1 trillion bonds. Don't have
$1 trillion bonds.
Right here. Stay in your lane, man, because you don't have a clue what you're talking about. All right. In reality, especially in the fractional reserve banking system, a comparatively small amount of money of exchange, namely gold, silver, and official.
Oh my God, Sean, shut up.
Vastly larger quantity of business transactions denominated in money of account. Now, one of your listeners said my ability to use logic. Now, do you understand what's being said right here when you talk about supports? When it talks about in a fractional reserve banking system, a comparatively small amount of money of exchange, gold and silver, can support a vastly larger quantity of business transactions denominated in money of account. We're talking about something substance, all right, which is gold and silver. So, in other words, you can have what they used to do. That's how they started. How they started back in the old West. We had the gold. We take the gold and silver. We take it to an assayer. They coin it.
I mean,
whatever.
I know people have opinions about our current monetary system and fractional reserve banking. You know, and the funny thing is, I'm pretty sure Juan Galt, as a libertarian, probably has some also issues with our current monetary system in the Fed.
Would actually come to get their gold.
Juan, correct me again. You could correct me. I assume he might have issues with it, but this guy's like he's being a jackass, because if he thinks that our current FRNs are worthless, why is he charging $350 or $500 an hour for consultations? Why is he charging $350 worthless Federal Reserve notes?
Why are you trying to act like we can do it, but y'all making up, creating shit out of thin air every day? But we can't do it. You don't want to get into no argument with me about it.
So because you think that we're creating stuff out of thin air, that means you can pull stuff out of your ass too?
Please don't do it. Just please don't do it. Just don't do it. Just don't do it.
Well, of course he hasn't mentioned Black Wall Street, Deacon. I feel like a lot of people still don't know much about Black Wall Street, and what happened there. Because I'll be honest, I honestly consider myself like well-read, and I literally, yes, I've lectured on the Fed and debt currency over the years. Yeah, that's the thing. But he thinks that. But again, because he debunks your BS, Juan, he thinks that you're like a socialist or a communist. But I was gonna say, Deacon, I honestly did not know what Black Wall Street was until about like 5 years ago. Like I had no idea.
Do it. You see where we at? Where I'm at? Oh shit. This is the thing right here I'm reading, y'all. I'm sorry, I wasn't reading it. This is the affidavit of Walker Todd right here. All right, that's the case number right there. This is what I'm reading from. You can put this as an exhibit when you introduce a bill of exchange or some sort of negotiable instrument, and they try to tell you that this is a worthless piece of paper. All right, well, okay, well, Federal Reserve notes are worthless pieces of paper.
Again, you accept them for your consultations.
Modern Money Mechanics on page 2.
Also, please do not enter it as an exhibit. For example, because this is what's going to happen. Turnbow versus Thaler. Turnbull entitles his response. Plaintiff's presentment chargeback affidavit for commercial discharge. Walter F. Todd affidavit. UCC1 ad for payment of process of $350 fees. Responses as follows. You know, Michael John Turnbull, copyright, secure party creditor, authorized representative, attorney in fact on behalf of debtor, Michael John Turnbull, copyright, and legis, fiction at law. It's just word salad. Turnbull's affidavit goes on to make various other claims concerning the monetary system of the United States, which appear to be drawn from the next attachment, which is a purported affidavit from an individual named Walker F. Todd, who identified himself as an attorney and a legal officer for the Federal Reserve Banks in New York and Cleveland. In this affidavit, which is unsigned and thus inadmissible in any event, Todd supposedly offers expert testimony on the validity of a banknote in what appears to be a suggestion that credit extended by a bank is not legal tender. Todd allegedly concludes that money of exchange, or real money, is not required to repay a banknote. The purported affidavit says that when banks extend their own credit, money of an account, but the benefits are required to repay in money of exchange, and lawful money of that, there exists an inequality of obligations. This supposed affidavit is widely circulated on the internet. Walker Todd has advised, Walker Todd has advised the U.S. Department of Justice that the affidavit is fraudulent. See, United States versus Khan, criminal number 1:08, criminal 271 DC 2010. In addition, the theories propounded and the purported affidavit have been uniformly rejected by the courts. See, McGregor versus Wells Fargo Bank. See, Virginia Community Bank versus Fisher. So no, do not submit this BS affidavit when you're being foreclosed upon. It's not going to get you anywhere. Another one. Another one. It was useless. Thomas versus JP Morgan. Harmon versus U.S. Bank of North America. As noted above, the first exhibit is entitled Affidavit of Walker F. Todd, expert witness for the defendants. This case captured for this affidavit is Bank 1, N.A. versus Dave et al. This case is out of the Circuit Court for Oakland County, Michigan. This case was disposed of in January 9, 2004. The affidavit itself is dated December 5th, 2003. As far as the court could tell, plaintiffs have no connection to this case, which involves different parties in a different state, which concluded over 17 years ago. Rather, it appears plaintiffs are using the affidavit to promote a certain theory regarding the enforceability of promissory notes. In particular, the Todd affidavit proposes that a bank, in extending credit, is not actually lending its own pre-existing money, credit, or assets, meaning that the resulting note fails for lack of consideration. That's what they're trying to do. The affidavit also argues that due to the nature of this type of lending, the bank is actually the borrower, while the borrower is actually the lender. Plaintiffs make no effort to explain why this affidavit, which was clearly not authored for them, has any relevance to their case. So no, do not do this.
I ain't gonna have time. You know what? I ain't gonna have time to finish this the way that I want to. But let me go back. Let me go back into his video, because I'm right in the beginning of the video. I can't even get through the video. I can't get, and this is how they all are. When you go over there, and I want y'all to go and watch these anti-sovereign, just put in sovereign citizen fail and go listen to these guys. They don't, most of them I think are like Jewish guys because those are the people that hate sovereigns because they're socialists and communists and Marxists, and they keep talking about democracy when we have a republic. United States of America is a republic.
Yes, all of us anti-sovereigns are a bunch of communist Jews. Yep. Yep.
Please don't make me pull out the Army training manual where they teaching the military about the distinction between the democracy and the republic. The word democracy ain't nowhere in the Constitution for the United States of America at all. They want you one of them people trying to be a communist, and y'all don't like that word sovereign. And since you read so much fucking case law, won't you take your ass and read Chisholm versus Georgia, and then answer the question why the first Supreme Court case is not taught in law school?
Because it was superseded by the 11th Amendment. That's why. That's why Chisholm v. Georgia is nothing more than a footnote in con law. It's only pointed out for its notoriety as being the first major Supreme Court case in our country's history. But the reason why it's not talked about is because the 11th Amendment supersedes it. That's why, you dumbass.
I get back to this thing, man. I'm sitting here. I can't even get through the whole thing, man. I can't get.
And I'm going to be bringing some insight into this. A lot of people cover other things. I'm going to cover this. I think you'll find it interesting because I think we're going to see more and more people in court using the arguments this guy promotes. So here's his website or his YouTube channel, High Frequency Radio. Go check it out if you want to. I will be...
Jazz, the case I just mentioned, Chisholm versus Georgia. CHISOLM versus Georgia.
Responding to some of his videos on his channel there. So anyway, thought I'd give you the heads up. We'll go ahead and get into this. So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Today I got an interesting show for you. This show is a result of a comment that was at the bottom of one of my videos, and I kind of took it as a challenge. And it seems to be like a comment from someone from the legal community. However, you know how that goes. You know, you go to their page, and it's some fake page. It looks like somebody who is going at anti-sovereigns. And I'll get right to it. I'll get right to it. This is the comment right here. An individual who was claiming that I didn't know what I'm talking about. You know, I'm a layman and I don't understand this information, you know, blah, 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 blah. You know, the typical.
He doesn't.
The typical, you know, thing that they say. And then basically, let's read it right quick. He says, it is clear this gentleman that I didn't know.
Because he's reacting to Juan Galt's response to him, but he's not really doing a good job of
talking about. You know, I'm a layman and I don't understand this information, you know, blah, 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 blah. You know, the typical they say. And then basically, let's read it right quick. He says, it is clear this gentleman does not comprehend.
Like, why is he re-debunking something he already allegedly debunked a second time?
The federalism under which the U.S. operates. Notice he said the U.S., not the United States of America.
Well, yeah, I'm old. I don't want to shit.
Article 3 court.
That's that demon shit right there. Now,
He's a demon. He's a demon. Juan Galt is a demon for saying you, not U.S., instead of United States of America. What the? Juan Galt. Oh my goodness. I didn't know you were a demon, man.
right over here, we know that there is distinction between United States and United States of America. Now, there is a document called the Federal Zone, because they actually got case law on this, Mr. Galt. There's a distinction when you say United States. And that's a problem with you. And I really have to question your intelligence, sir, because a lot of you attorneys don't seem to understand that. Y'all just don't seem to understand that when you see U.S. District Court, U.S. Citizen, U.S. Postal Service, you think that you know as well as anyone that law is a science, that words have a precise meaning. So when you say United States as opposed to United States of America, that means something.
Oh my God.
On my website, we have something called the federal zone. In there, it'll give you the case law and show you the distinction between United States. He gonna try to throw in, I just don't want to write it. Man, stop playing.
Well, yeah, because that's all it is. You're inventing this distinction. That's the problem.
Yeah, man. Don't play with me, man.
You're pulling it out of your butt.
Let's get back. So federal courts and Article 1 courts are limited to D.C. and federal enclaves, which is true. They're territorial courts. They're territorial courts. He doesn't seem to understand federalism, and I'm going to try to explain it to you.
Well, this doofus claims he knows what federalism is, and he goes on to explain.
He doesn't.
But he gets all in the weeds and the treatises, no law, anything like that, and he thinks federalism means that you're governed by a big federal government. Well, that's wrong, of course. Federalism is a system of government in which the same territory is controlled by two levels of government. And here in the United States, we have two levels of government. We have the federal government, who's sovereign, and we have the states, who are sovereign.
Yes,
okay,
it's true.
I know that. And stop trying to tell people what I
think. You don't know that. It's obvious that you don't know that.
I will tell people what I think. We are going off the Commerce Clause, which is Article 1, Section 8, Clause 3, sir. You read your case law when you argued that case before the Supreme Court. And Scalia sat there and told you to show you a case where it is not related to commerce. Listen, let me tell you something, man. Because I think y'all confused.
He's getting
Ain't
mad.
nobody over here saying that
he's malding.
That we don't have to operate under any law. I don't know where you're getting that from. What we're saying is, what we're trying to find out is the nature of the judicial system, which is commercial in nature. And you spending a lot of time trying to avoid that fact. I understand what federalism is. We're talking about jurisdiction right now. Who has the jurisdiction? The federal government has jurisdiction over the territorial limits that is outlined in Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17. They have the ability to create tribunals that are inferior to the Supreme Court in Article 1, Section 8, Clause 9. And then they have the Commerce Clause, which is Article 1, Section 8, Clause 3. And then we have separation of powers, so we know that that territorial court cannot be the same thing as an Article 3 court, sir. Now, do I need to pull up the case law to show you that?
Isn't that what Juan Galt said? I'm pretty sure Juan Galt said that Article 3 courts are separate, are distinct from Article 1 and territorial courts. He said that. They're both federal courts.
Other shit we ain't even talking about. And then
but they're separate
right there. If we are wrong, answer the goddamn question when we come in court then.
We do answer the question. You just don't like the answer.
Tell your fucking stupid ass listeners in the comment section. Hey, what jurisdiction is this court operating under? The Constitution for the United States of America only grants this court two criminal jurisdictions. One is under the common law, and the other constitutes in the condition of contract under criminal aspects of a colorable admiralty jurisdiction. Now, sir, I ain't never had a judge in my life, when I asked them that question, tell me I'm saying something crazy.
Yeah, I'm calling bullshit on that. I don't believe that you've ever been in front of a judge, and if you did, he did not say that. I say that if you ever tried your own bullshit in court, the judge shot you down, and you'll never, ever, ever, ever publicize it with your clandestine recorded video, because you know that if you publicized it, you know you'll be called out for the fraud that you are.
Matter of fact, I had one judge said he'd take exception to the way I framed it. He said, we operate under the Georgia Constitution, and I take exception to the way you framed that question.
Oh, so they did exactly what I thought they did. That they say that you operate under the Georgia
Constitution. These defenses, because we supposed to, motherfucker. Y'all public servants. We gonna question y'all bitch asses.
My God. Again, he's getting angry.
So each of them govern their particular territory. That is federalism. That's all it is. Very simple. Why the hell did you not Google it? Congress gets their powers and sovereignty from the Constitution, and the states get theirs from the 10th Amendment. 10th Amendment is often overlooked by these pseudo-lawyers. So there you go, Mr. Pseudo-lawyer. You got it?
Okay. State courts are established on.
First of all,
Why is he debunking something he already debunked again? This is late. Why is he? Aren't you supposed to be providing something new? Whatever.
Mr. Idiot Attorney, okay, this goes back to the monetary system. We understand that there's state and federal. All right, we understand that. Well, we are telling you that it is all the same because they're both using Federal Reserve notes on the state and federal level. Okay.
Is that really it? The fact that we have a unified currency is what eliminates any distinction between the states and the feds? That was the whole point, part of the Constitution. Because when we had the Articles of Confederation, the individual states still had their own currency, and it was a complete mess. So part of the Constitution was that we would have a unified currency. But you're saying that the fact that we have a unified currency means that there's no distinction between the state and the federal government and their own separate sovereignties? Oh my God.
Okay, the states, when you say state of Georgia, okay, that's not like the Republic of Georgia, and that's not like the Republic.
Oh my God. The Republic of Texas was a country. The Republic of Texas was a country. It's no longer a country. It's now the state of Texas. I love Texas. I like to think that we're still our own freaking country, but the reality is we are a state just like the other 49, okay?
There's a difference between the two. See, these are the things that you need to take the time to study so you can understand what we are talking about.
The audacity of this guy telling Juan Galt to go study.
You don't understand what the fuck we're talking about.
You know what? I'm gonna embrace my communist Zionist Jewishness. Apparently, the chutzpah of this guy to tell Juan to go read up and research is amazing. The chutzpah on this guy.
You're sitting here doing a response video, and you don't know what the fuck we're talking about. None of you do.
Okay, I'm sorry, Cindy. So you're right. I apologize to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, the Commonwealth of Virginia, and the Commonwealth of what's the fourth one? I don't even remember. The other Commonwealth. Yes, they're not technically states, they're commonwealths. I know all you folks out there get butthurt every time you get called a state. I apologize. Kentucky, there you go. Commonwealth of Kentucky. Goddess, thank you for the $5. Can you explain about common law, how it comes into play with the law, the Constitution, jurisprudence? The type of I don't want to get I could go into it more, Goddess, later, but the common law that SovCit's cite is much different than the common law that actual attorneys and people know what they're talking about consider as common law. They're very different things for them. So it's hard to explain. But yeah, their idea of common law is effectively like the non-aggression principle for libertarians. That the only form, their version of common law is the idea that the only crimes that are legitimate or enforceable are those that, injury, loss, or harm to property or whatever. But the common law, as we understand it, the common law in the United States, as it's recognized, is just simply judicial precedent, judge-made law, that type of thing.
Or you do, and you're intentionally misrepresenting what we're saying.
Under the 10th Amendment, he also lacks knowledge of jurisdiction. He doesn't seem to know that Louisiana is the only state whose law is not based off common law. It's a Napoleonic code. Everybody knows that.
It is true.
Louisiana was the last state to.
No, you don't. No, I don't believe this guy knows that for a second. We refer to common law because we are referring to generally also refers to what our originating originating form of law, which is English common law. Whereas Louisiana, which was a former French colony, they operate under the Napoleonic Civil Code.
Adopt the UCC. Yes, I'm very familiar with that. I don't even understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm talking about it because you mentioned Louisiana in this video upon which I commented.
The reason I mentioned Louisiana because somebody did some research and they went down there and found out that there's a presumption that you are a corporation unless you put in an affidavit of denial of corporate existence. Which there's a Juris Doctorate who actually has.
Not you. No, not you. Not the individual. You. All right, he's got to post it.
Now, we understand that all the states, even though their laws may be a little different, they all operate on similar principles of law. Like, you know, it's the same. Listen, if it's not, let me ask you this, Mr. Galt. I've been all over the United States, helping people all over the United States. Y'all
scamming people all over the United States. He meant to say.
I'll do the same bullshit on every criminal case that I've ever seen. Y'all go and take somebody's money, and then you file a motion for bond if they're in jail, and then a motion, maybe a motion to suppress, and that's it.
What do? You file actually useless motions, actually useless affidavits, and the person still gets screwed, but you still pocket the money. Again, physician, heal thyself.
I don't see a lot of other shit that y'all file. You don't file any evidence in the file in favor of your client or anything like that. And within 8 months, you offer them a plea deal. All you attorneys are, for all the shit that you talk, are glorified plea deal arrangers. Y'all just negotiate plea deals. And anybody listening to me knows that. Anybody who done dealt with one of you. No.
You don't even do that. You just regurgitate a template that you created, and when it doesn't work, you pocket the money and run. You don't even do anything that's even remotely useful.
Oh, there's a reason I got such a huge following. You think
bot accounts?
I got a huge following just because I'm over here you think I'm some sort of like snake oil salesman or something like that? That's what
Yes! Yes, you are! You are a snake oil salesman! Yes! Nailed it!
You really believe that shit? You really believe that, sir? Sir, don't be an idiot all your life. Attorneys, you have all throughout history, we've been warned about you motherfuckers.
That's why. Don't you even remember what your video was about?
I don't understand why you even brought up Louisiana. All right, but I understand Louisiana. It was a French, it was a French territory.
Oh yeah, he has a audio screw up here. Hold on.
Okay, just in case y'all were wondering, the reason I brought up Louisiana, because see this right here, this is criminal procedure, corporate existence presumed unless affidavit of denial filed before trial. Now, this right
here. You gonna read the rest of it?
And I brought it up. And this
you're not gonna read the rest of it. It says, on trial of any criminal case, it shall not be necessary to prove the incorporation of any corporation mentioned in the indictment unless the defendant, before entering upon such trial, shall have filed his affidavit specifically denying the existence of such corporation. It's referring to any corporation that's identified in the indictment. It's not for it's not for individuals. Not cursing.
Here was the reason I brought it up. And this is when it went into, once again, this Don Quixote, Juris Doctorate, and he made this affidavit of denial of corporate. The reason why, because there's what we are saying, this right here is an affidavit of denial of corporate existence.
Oh, wait, so is this, he's citing SEDM.org. SEDM.org is a well-known SovCit repository. So, of course, he's going to cite to it. But, again, don't call him a SovCit because apparently it's the equivalent of calling him the N-word.
What we're saying is this commercial that all you deal
Oh
with.
wait, no. He said calling him a pseudo lawyer was the equivalent of calling him the N-word. That's right.
That's why you put those, you put all the, explain to everybody why y'all capitalize all the names. Explain to your listeners why that. Explain to us why the name is capitalized.
Secret Jewish voodoo. That's why.
On your check, on your utility bills, on your driver's license, on the caption of the pleading of all these court cases. I know, and there's nothing, and then show us how this is accounted for in the rules of English grammar. There's some sort of distinction that is there, but that helps make a distinction between public and private. Oh man, I want to get into this. I ain't got time to get into this. I'm gonna have to come back. I gotta catch a flight. What I'm gonna do, y'all, listen, y'all. I'm gonna go and listen. I want y'all to go over there, and I want y'all to go and go to this channel. I'm gonna throw him a bone. I'm gonna give you some views, bro. I'm gonna give you some views, all right?
Juan Galt doesn't need your help, bro.
Go to his channel.
You have 63,000 subs. You have 63,000 subscribers, and right now your live stream is pulling about 3K views. Not the best level of engagement, I gotta say.
Where is it? John Galt Debunks. Right here. This is the channel right here. Juan Galt. You know, Juan Galt. Go over here to this channel and watch this entire video. When I land in my destination, I'm gonna finish doing this review. But right now, go over there and listen, and go and listen to what this dude is talking about, and see if you can pick out all the misconceptions that he has from listening to me. See, do they really understand what it is that we're saying? Because 9 times out of 10, they don't really understand what's going on. All they know is that there are people, and this is why I did the school, because you have a lot of people, they learn about this information with
school,
and they come into court and they try to use it as a defense. And this is the plethora of videos that they have on the internet showing people who don't know what the hell they're doing, what they're talking about, or anything like that, coming into the courtrooms in mass, thinking that they have some sort of panacea remedy for, just gonna cure all their ills, which is not true. It's not true.
But you still sell it as though your consultations will get your clients out of any legal trouble.
But you have to learn this information, sir.
Oh, gotcha.
The information. This information been around forever.
We know. I know. You're not the first person to do it.
And if it was a lie, why y'all can't kill it? Why y'all can't kill it?
For the same reason that flat earthers are still a thing in 2023.
You know why y'all can't kill it? Because everybody can see that y'all shit. That's what everybody can see.
See, that's what flat earthers also say.
Everybody can see it. The number one thing everybody trying to get back in court when they go to prison is ineffective assistance of counsel. Man, please don't make me go off on you, man. Let me tell you something. Make your response video. I told you I'm going to take you to war. I'm going to take you to war. I'm going to take you to war. You got the right one. Direct your people over here to watch my video, because it don't seem like you got a lot of intelligent listeners anyway. Yeah, I'm insulting all them hoes. Tell them to come over here and they can comment on my page. I'm insulting.
No, please do not go to his page and comment on there. Please do not give him engagement. That's all I can ask you guys. He's a jackass, but I would prefer you not to give him any engagement, because, it's all it's going to do is going to give him more, it's going to inflate his ego. I'll comment on it because I want to see if he's going to be too chicken shit to actually have a discussion with me live or have a debate with me live. So that's why I'm going to go on there and comment. But we all know that he's going to be a coward, and he's not actually going to have a discussion with either myself or Juan Galt. We both know this.
Oh, not all of them. They're a bunch of sellouts and traitors to the Republic traitors to the Republic.
Gotcha.
Anyway,
That's it. That's it. He barely even got through the beginning of Juan Galt's video.
When I come back,
he didn't even get there.
We gonna keep it going. But y'all go check that out, all right?
Oh my God. Yeah, so that's it. That's all it is. And that's where we're gonna stop. This because I wanted to focus on this. He's a complete clown. But I want to thank you guys for watching. I know, right? He's gonna have a fit trying to debate a corporate fiction. But thank you guys. I don't think we're gonna be streaming tomorrow, but I'll be seeing you guys on Wednesday. We're gonna unless this guy actually responds to me. I doubt he is. But if he so if he doesn't respond to me, we're gonna go back to Mr. McDonald as a per usual to try and get us. Oh no, I'm sorry. Not Wednesday. My bad. We're not going to go on Wednesday because I will be heading to my sister's for Thanksgiving. So tomorrow, tomorrow I'll probably be streaming once more for Mr. McDonald, but I will be on my way to my sister's on Wednesday. So there will not be a stream on Wednesday or Thursday or Friday or Saturday. Maybe Sunday. Maybe. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good night. Take care. Adios. Be well. And I'll see you guys next time, okay? Bye. Everybody go sub to One God.